Hello, hello. Hey, Nine Dimes. Hey, Deadheads. Hope we'll get some more folks in soon. Hope you guys all had a good holiday. As soon as we get some more folks in, we'll get this thing going. Man, don't everybody talk at once. Hello, hello. So I knew with this week's stream being the day after Christmas, it could go either way, but hopefully we'll get a good turnout. So we got what, like another couple of weeks, and then we'll be talking about who's finding 2024s in their change. We barely gotten any of the 2023s. We've gotten like some of the quarters, and I think we got like 1 penny and 1 nickel. But we don't deal in cash a lot either, so we don't really get a whole lot of change. So how's everyone doing? Did you You guys do anything cool for Christmas? Did you get anything good? Doing all right. Just busy as always. Hey, Hayden. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that you were on. Hopefully it went well for you. So what do we got going on in the numismatic world? Let's see. Well, this week the fun show is going on. I think that's in Florida, if I remember right. I know Rick's there for it. Oh, next week. Yeah, sorry. Next week is the fun show. That's right, that's right. Your car will not make it. Don't feel bad, man. This year when the A&A money show was in Phoenix, man, I so wished I could have gone. $1,000+ dealer. Yep, Rick Snow will be one of them. If any of you do make it, make sure to look up Rick Snow. He'll be there. Tell him Lewis sent you. Yeah, so far I've only ever been able to get to one coin show, which was up in Phoenix. You're on the fence. What about going? I mean, if you're in the neighborhood where it's going to be, you might as well. Or are you talking about on the fence on being one of the dealers there? Oh, man, if I could go, I would. Granted, I would hate going and not having money. I would never want to walk into a coin show broke. And I know no matter how much money I have to take with me to a coin show, I'm walking out broke. I've thought about it on my end, because we do have, I think it's like 6 coin shows here a year in town. But not currently having a vehicle tends to put a cramp in that. But if things go as we're hoping and Angela actually gets her promotion that we're looking at her getting, then we will be getting a vehicle finally. And then maybe I'll be able to start doing more. The only thing I don't know if I would ever do is I don't know if I would ever want to open a brick and mortar. Just because, I mean, you've got to be super established to think about doing that, because that's a lot of overhead every month. You got your rent, insurance, all that fun stuff. And even for a small commercial space right now, you're looking at, what, probably $3,000 a month? Just for the rent? Plus, you have to have the capital to do it, too, and I don't. I have just enough stuff all the time in to be able to do a weekly sale. That's it. I do not have enough stuff to actually put enough inventory in a shop for it to matter. And you got to have a decent amount of capital for people that are bringing in stuff to sell, because you're going to want to be able to buy stuff as well. Hey, Doug. But alrighty, let's get the beginning stuffs out the way. Alright, for anybody new, payments made by... Let me start that over. For anybody new, payments made via PayPal. Use cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. If you use Cash App, it will say Louis Cachero. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. $6 being the little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. If you want your package sent registered, there is an additional $35 charge on top of that. Expect all those prices to be going up again in a couple of weeks, because we all know the post office raises their prices every year. So be prepared for that. If you're new, you can't get stuff tonight. You just have to send us an email by the end of the night. Email has to have your personal info, shipping info, channel name, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If we do not get that email by the end of the night, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. We also hold packages. If you want your packages held, just let us know. Send us an email if you want it held. If you want to maximize your shipping, get your package filled all the way up before having it sent, so that way you have more money to spend on coins instead of shipping. Oops. Here is our Facebook link. If you're on Facebook, give us a follow. Hey, Lady Jax, how have you been? If you're on Facebook, give us a follow. Tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. We do put the lot list on there every night we have a sale. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, shoot us an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say, add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you will get the ability to pre-purchase items as soon as that email hits. And remember, it's first come, first serve. So if you see something, you do not wait. Jump on it. Also, remember, if you do pre-purchasing, your items do have to be paid for by the evening before the sale, unless you make prior arrangements with us first. We're always willing to work with you guys. If you're on the Facebook, the lot list that we do put on there, each day of the sale, anything that was sold in pre-purchase is removed from the list, so what you see is what is available. Man, final stream of the year. It's almost 2024. This year went by quick. All right, here we go. Kicking off, as always, with World Banknotes. All right, first one, we've got 2 available. At $3 each. These are both 1981 100 pesos from Mexico. Just drop the other one. Let me get the other one. Anybody? $3 each. If anybody wants both, I'll give you $1 off. All right, moving on. All right, next one up, we have 3 available. These are at $4 each. These are our 1992 through 1998 series $5 notes from New Zealand. With Sir Edmund Hillary. Got the kiwi on the back. I think that's a kiwi. If anybody wants all 3, I'll do all 3 for $9. Save you $3. moving on. Next up is a 1939 10 from Italy, going for 5. All right, moving on. Next up is a 2005 $10 Singapore note, uncirculated. Going for $8. So it's still monetized. And let me take a peek real quick. Let's see, Singapore dollar to US dollar. The conversion alone on this thing is $7.60. I could literally go and deposit it in my bank for more than that, hidden. 76 cents for every Singapore dollar. So for $10, that's $7.60 conversion. So I'm basically giving it to you for 24 cents over conversion. So either way, I'm probably, I'm going to lose a little bit of money on this one. Based on if I just went and deposited it in my bank account. Well, now you know. Grab it for the 8. Well, you can always send more. But, all right, moving on. Next up is 1992 1,000 pesetas from Spain for $4. Singapore going to hidden. Congrats, hidden. Anybody? moving on. Man, not much love for banknotes tonight, I guess. All right, next up. This one is a higher end note. This is a 1952 one Guarani from Paraguay, uncirculated. Going for $15. I will forever find it amazing that a piece of paper can survive this long and still be in perfect shape. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next one up. Also, basically the last one. There are 7 available at $2 each. These are 2016 1,000 rupiahs from Indonesia. I forgot to put that on there. They are all uncirculated, and they are all consecutive serial numbers. And they're fancy consecutives. 111101, 02, 03, 04, 05. I am missing the 6, but it goes to 07 and 08. And with them being 1111s, those would also all be considered fancies. Every one of these is uncirculated. Anybody? Man, uncirculated, fancy, consecutive serial numbers, and you guys still don't want them? And at $2 each, which is the cheapest I ever do banknotes for. All right, moving on. Definitely no love for banknotes tonight. All right, all the medallions went in pre-sale. So we're on to coins. Kicking off coins. This one's kind of cool. If nobody gets this, I might actually keep it. Because it is a rarity. It's very low mintage. This is the 2005 50-cent Australia Year of the Rooster. Jim BU out of the Perth Mint. Well, technically it'd be like a reverse proof. Only 25.5K of these were minted. Still in the original envelope. Going for 15 bucks. In 2005, when this was released, it cost $12 to buy it from the mint, from the Australian Mint. So front you got proof decam, reverse is reverse proof. A little bit about a Year of the Rooster. The envelope is open so I can show you the card inside. Coin design, the Perth Mint. Denomination 50 cents, aluminum bronze, 20 grams. And then here's the inside card. It's a genie. A genie and a rooster. Anybody? 15 bucks. Oh, and first day of issue. All right, moving on. I'm sure somebody would have wanted that. Next up, $1992 Australia Mint Set. So I looked these up individually. You're pretty much paying for these 3 coins and getting these 3 for free based on list price. You have that special Olympiad dollar, the 50 cent, the 20 cent, 10 cent, 5 cent, 2 cent. Because Australia got rid of they got rid of that pesky penny even before Canada did. Little info about it. Tells you what's on all their coins. So you got an echidna, lyrebird, platypus, coat of arms. Olympian javelin thrower, and the $2 traditional Aboriginal. That's the $2 right there. Not a 2-cent, sorry. That's the $2. Alright, moving on. Actually surprised nobody wanted that. Of course, I am showing that we only have 2 people here, so if that keeps up, I may postpone the rest of this for Thursday. Alright. We are kicking off World Silver with Britain. And kicking off Britain is the 1924 sixpence. 50% silver in fine for $4. Yep, they all sold. All right, moving on. All right, the shillings. Kicking off with 1928. 50% silver in fine. Hey, Doug. Going for $4. All right, moving on to 1939 VF for $4. All right, moving on. To 1940 VF. Going for $4. And that dark toning almost all the way across. It's kind of a cool look. Anybody? All right, moving on. Next up, we are moving on to florins. So the 1920 florin went in pre-sale. So we will be starting with the 1922. This is VG for $6. 50% silver. All right, moving on to the 1923. Ain't it good for $6? Get focused a little better on these. All right, moving on to the 1929 VF for $8. All right, moving on to 1939 VF for $8. And then we've also got the same date as an EF for $9. Here's the EF. Does it have a toning mark on it? So that's the $9 one. That's the $8 one. moving on. To 1941. VF for $7. And then also with this date we have a second one that's an EF. For $8. I don't know that I would have the money to be able to afford anything at that show, honestly. All right, moving on. To the 1942. This one's in an AU, a little bit of toning. Going for $14. Trying to get the camera to show the luster. Which of course is not wanting to again. God, this camera, unless it's like blinging BU, hates showing luster. You can kind of sort of see it moving right there. Need a better overhead camera at some point that has sharper clarity. Now, if it was a situation where, like, money is no issue and I went to that show, I would be looking for the 2014 Solid Gold Kennedy. And if they had one available, one of the few handfuls of the 64 SMS. Of the, what, like, 800 or whatever that were minted. I've only ever seen one of those out there available before. All right, moving on. Hey, Richard. Hope you had a good Christmas, man. To the 1944 Florin. I'd like to eventually be able to afford to finish any one collection. That'd be nice. moving on. And the last one on Britain. Oops. $19.39, 5 francs. Oops, that's not the right one. That's the next coin. Ignore that coin for a second. There we go. There's the right one. 39.5 francs is the next coin. So 1945 VF, $6. All right, moving on. If anybody decides you want any of that Britain, let me know. You haven't missed out on much, Richard. Other than the stuff that went at pre-sale, so far in the stream, we've only sold 1 banknote. So lots of stuff still available. All right, now for that Switzerland coin that I accidentally linked. 1939, 5 francs. 83.5% silver, VF, $15. All right, moving on. We're now on to Canada. Kicking off with dimes. The 1943, or 41, 43, and 46 all went in pre-sale. But we are kicking off with the 1919. 925 sterling silver VG, $12. I can do 10 on it, Doug. Going to Doug for 10. Congrats, sir. You are very welcome. All right, next one up, we got 2 available. These are 1950s. Both are VFs. Both are $3. moving on. 2 quarters. Wait, nope. All the quarters went in pre-sale. To 50 centers. Oh, wait. Sorry, we have one more time. Then we're on to 50 centers. 1952. VF. $3. Then we're on to 50 centers. So this one was a typo on the list. I accidentally put 1942. So that's where this one came from. All right, moving on. Now we're on to $half. Well, $half. There's one of them. And it is a 1940. 80% silver, extremely fine, $14. Man, halfway through the list, we've only sold 2 items. All right, moving on. All right, next one. This is pretty much our showcase item for the night. It's the 1949 proof dollar. NGC list on this coin at proof 63 is 400. I'm doing it for 175. Anybody? It's always hard with proofs to get them to not glare. You got that, mirror reflection there. Oh. Man, less than half of proof and nobody wants this coin. All right, moving on. Next up, 1974, $5. This is from the big Canadian silver coins. This one is the Rowing. 925 sterling silver, 0.7227 ounce silver weight. And this coin, Jim BU, $30. moving on. And then from the same year, we also have the canoeing for $30. All right, moving on. All right, the next two, these are all also from 1974. These are the $10. First one is the Lacrosse 925 Sterling Silver, 1.4453 ounces of silver in each one of these. So just shy of an ounce and a half. Jim BU, $45. This one is the, that's the cycling. This one's a Lacrosse. There we go. Lacrosse. And then, of course, we also have the cycling. $45 each. All right, moving on. All right, next coin. If this one does not sell tonight, you will not see it again. It is the rarest coin probably on the list. At least for the foreign. $19.99, 2,000 shillings from Bank of Uganda. 3 nines fine, 1 ounce silver, proof decam. Only 2,600 of these were made. In 5 years of doing coins, this is the first one of these I've ever seen. Over $50. In 1999, you could pretty much figure at least some of these things have been melted down by now. Being pure silver. Man, nothing. All right. Moving on. All right, we are moving on to Australia. Kicking off is a 1943 San Francisco. Yes, that S on these do mean San Francisco. 1 shilling, 925 sterling silver AU, $7. Estimate mark right there. We do have 2 of these available. So this one's kind of got some gold patina on it. The other one doesn't. It's just straight up silver color. $7 each. All right, moving on. To the 1931 Florin. 925 sterling silver VF, $15. All right, moving on. To the 1946 Florin. I was supposed to say 50% silver. That's a typo. Let me fix that real quick. But this is 50% silver VF for $5. Change that next one to automatics. I realized I typoed the same thing on the next one. All right, moving on to the 1947 and fine for $6. All right, moving on. To Mexico. Kicking off Mexico. It's a really nice one for those of you that like those 10 percenters. 1962, 1 peso, 10% silver AU, $5. Most of these that we come across are usually VFs. So this one's pretty. Alright, moving on to the 1965, 25 pesos. That's a typo. It's supposed to say 68. 1968. A lot of typos in here tonight. 68, 25 pesos, 72% silver, extremely fine. Let me fix it on the list real quick. It's like $13 just to melt on these, if I remember right. Let me double check that. I don't want to give you the wrong number. I mean, pretty close. Current melt on these is $12.67. As of right this second. Alright, moving on. Last one from Mexico, 1978, 100 pesos. 72% silver, BU. Got a little bit of toning starting. $22. Oop, upside down. There we go. Alright, moving on. Alright, next up we got a couple from Panama. Got a 1933 quarter Balboa, 90% silver VF, 120,000 of these were ever made, $15. It's one of the highest collected countries other than the U.S. Definitely a collection I'd love to put together someday. moving on. Do we have any coin collectors here tonight? To the 1971 one Balboa, 90% silver proof, 18,000 minute, $35. All right, moving on. To a 1962 one Krona Sweden. 40% silver, extremely fine. NGC list 2450. We're doing it for 12. Hey, Silver Knight. Shipping depends on your package size. It's between $6 and $24 or $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. And to get anything from us tonight, since you're new, you would have to send us an email by the end of the night. Email us right below the reindeer. Cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. Your email would have to have your shipping info, personal info, channel name, if you're going to use PayPal or Cash App to pay, and what email you use for that payment. Or for that payment method, so we can invoice you. Hey, mean one. And if we don't get that email by the end of the night, you don't get anything. And we never ship without payment. Alright, moving on. Thank you, Hidden. And the last one of these. $1944 20 centavos. USA, Philippines, 75% silver, AU, $6. Doug, the lowest I could go on it would be like 32. And even that's pushing it. All right, Balboa going to Doug for 32. All right, got your name on it. Anybody on this one? 44 Denver, 20 centavos, USA, Philippines. All right, moving on. Well, we got plenty of other stuff, so stick around. And out of the stuff that we've already gone past, we're on lot 84. And other than what went in pre-sale, we've only actually sold 3 lots tonight. So there'll be plenty of stuff available in the recap at the end of the stream when I go back over what's left. All right, I'm going to take a quick break because I need to use the restroom. So stick around. We got American coins coming up next. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Hey, we're up to 7. We were down to like 2 and 3 for the longest time. All right, American coinage. We're kicking off with a large cent. Old school U.S. large cent. It is an 1828. It's a VG. It does have damage. As you can see, somebody decided to make a reading pattern on it. So because of that, I priced it as an about good at 15 bucks. Somebody wanted their own little artful flair on there. I guess you could put this in like the same category as like the hobo nickels. It's be like a hobo large set. Thank you, sir. I will keep an eye out for it. All right. Go to Chef. Congrats, Chef. How was your holiday, sir? All right, next up, we got some 2 centers. Deuces. First one is 1864 large motto. In a VG for 15 bucks. Anybody? Going to mean one. Congrats, sir. Next one, we've got 2 available. Thank you, sir. And you as well. These are 1865s. They're both VGs. They're 15 bucks each. There's number 1. There is a number 2. Anybody? Lowest I could go would be 13. All right, well, I'm going to medium one for 13. No, there's no fines tonight. You'd have to be a fine to have a full wee on the reverse. I get them on occasion, though, so keep an eye out. I've had some as high as AUs before. All right, and the last two of these. 1968s. We got a VG, 15 bucks. And then we've also got a VG with a little bit of damage on it for 10. See, it's just the bit of scratch right there on the shield. So because of that, this one's 10 bucks. So 15 without damage, 10 with damage. You're welcome. Uh, 31S is what you're thinking of, Doug. There are less surviving 2 cents across all years than there are 31S wheat cents. In Silver Knight, we also have a mailing list. If you want to be on it, shoot me an email. Say, add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you have the ability to pre-purchase items as soon as you get the email every week. We send out the lot list every week. If you do pre-purchase items, just keep in mind that you do have to pay for them by the evening before the sale, unless you make arrangements with us first. Both of these going to Richard. Yeah, Richard, I'm probably going to be waiting for your payment until the 3rd. Because since you sent it as an e-check, it's sitting on PayPal hold for it to clear. All right, moving on. 2 3 centers. All right, first one. Yeah, hopefully it'll clear soon. I'm hoping it doesn't take till the 3rd. That would suck. Like a lot. First one, we have 3 available. 2 of them are in fines for 15 bucks. And then we have one that's a VF for 20. These are all 1865s. Nickel 3 centers. Here's the 2 fines. But if it cleared your account this morning, hopefully that means it'll clear PayPal tomorrow. That'd be nice. And then here is the VF. Got that dark toning going on. Looks kind of cool, actually, with it. Anybody? Mean one wants the toned. Gratzer. Anybody on the fines? $15 each for the 2 fines. Yeah, I think they look cool. And if you could throw together a whole collection that are all that color, that'd be pretty cool. All right, moving on. Last one is the 1869 in fine for $10. It's been the way of it tonight, man. We've barely sold anything. I think everybody's broke from the holidays. I think we've only sold like 5 things all night. And we're on lot 94 right now. Or 93. That they are. All right, moving on. If you decide you want any of those, let me know. All right, now we've also got we do have one silver chime. 1852. It's in a VG, but it is hold, so it's priced as a good at $28. 75% silver. Going to mean one. Gratzer. All right. Next up, half dimes. Seated Liberty half dimes. For anybody who doesn't know half dimes, every single year of the Seated Liberty half dimes are incredibly low survival rate. Because of how small they were easily lost, they were easily damaged. So not a whole lot of these still out there for any year. All right, the 1840 went in pre-sale, so we're kicking off with the 1851. $18.51 Seated Liberty half dime. Yeah, easily melted. 90% silver, VG toned. $18. It's got like that same dark toning as that nickel 3 center did. Going to Silver Knights. Congrats, sir. I gotta make you a card. Give me a second. So I have a card to put your stuff on. Silver Knight, are you going to want your package held till you fill it up, or are you going to want it shipped right away? Hold. Alrighty. I will hold it. Alright, next up. $18.54 with arrows and dates. This one's in a good. It is hold, so I have it priced as an about good at $10. It's also why a lot of these have holes in them, is because people tied them to their clothes so they wouldn't lose them, or strung them all together as a like a ring. What's funny is when you get people that spend an entire year or longer filling up a package, going to mean one, and then they, by the time they finally have it filled and sent, they forget what the heck was even in it. So it's like Christmas for them. Although I do recommend, write down what you got so that way you don't get disappointed if you get a package after a year and you bought 8 of the same thing, forgetting that you already got it. Because I have no doubt that has probably happened to people before that kept their packages here for that long. Next up, $18.57. This one's in an about good for 12. Obverse is good. Reverse isn't about good. So, of course, you got to go with the lowest. But $12, that's a good price for any half dime. Anybody? For anybody who was hoping to hold out for the Carson City seated dime, that went in pre-sale. I can do 11 on it. Going to mean one for 11. Congrats, sir. No, you're good. I got it for 11. You got it. Next up, 1861. This one's in a VG for 18. We also have a VG that's hold for 15. So if you want a little bit cheaper, that one's got a filled hole. So I priced it as a good at 15. Straight up VG 18. Filled hole 15. Anybody? Non-hold VG going to Silver Knight. Gratzer. Any taker on the hold. Well, this is the last one we got for tonight. All right, moving on. 2 nickels. Kicking off nickels, we have 1 shield nickel tonight. It is the 1867 No Rays VG toned, going for $15. Anybody? Okay, Silver Knight, did you know that like 80% of all the shield nickels ever made are owned by 3 people? I always forget their names, but they're all made by 3 people. I found that out from Rick Snow during an interview once. Yeah, I guess they were like trying to corner the market on them or something. I don't know. Or they just really like them. All right, moving on. I like the ones with rays. I think they look cool. All right, next up, we started off with 5 of these. 1 went in pre-sale, so now we have 4. It is the most popular year of the Westward Journeys. 2005 PDNS 6 nickel set. So that is the Buffalo and Western Waters. So you're getting the Philly, the Denver, and the Proof. Philly and Denver's are gem BUs, and the Proofs are deep cams. These sets are $6 each. Or if anybody wants all 4 sets, I'll do it for $20. That drops them to $5 each. Saves you $4. I love how Hidden drops like, $5,000 on 1 coin, but then for a $5 set, he's like, yeah, I'll have one someday. Yes, these are the satins. These are from the mint sets. These are the satin finish. All 4 going to Richard Gratzer. All right, on to dimes. All right, Seated Liberty dimes. Again, if anybody was hoping, the Carson City did go in pre-sale. Kicking off is 1857. 1916D would be a barber. I don't have any barbers tonight. I might have one sitting over in my stuff. I have a whole box of barbers sitting over there. I have no idea what's in there, to be honest. There might be a 16D. So this is VG. There is environmental damage to it, so its price is a good. Going for 12 bucks. Still a great looking dime, though. $16D is a Mercury. Oh yeah, Mercury's just started at 16. I think, wasn't it both? Aren't there 1916 barbers as well, or am I thinking that wrong? I think they overlapped, didn't they? Okay, Mercury dime I know I don't have. The only handful of Mercury dimes I have are from like the late 30s and 40s. They did overlap? I thought so. But yeah, if it's the Mercury you're looking for, then I know I don't have it. If it's the Barber 1916 you're looking for, I very well might. All right, moving on. All right. If there's anybody out there that collects love tokens, not necessarily. It depends on what grade you're looking for. A low grade 16D you can still get for not too bad of a price. Anybody who likes love tokens, here's an 1877 Seated Liberty dime. It's VF on the obverse. And then the love token is reverse. Has A and D on it. You could be right. And this is going to mean one. Whoever did that is a good artist. Kind of sucks they screwed up Seated Liberty dime, but good artist. Next up, $1887 Seated Liberty dime. And this is the last of the Seated Liberty dimes. This one is in a VG for 12. Going to Silver Knights. Congrats, sir. All right, we are now on to seated quarters. We've got two of these. Hey, Ben Staggen. Two of these tonight. First one. is 1876. And a VG for 22 bucks. Anybody? Going to Richard Gratzer. And then we've got 1891 San Francisco. About good for 15. No, that wasn't a scratch. It was like a dark line, that some kind of weird toning line that was on it. But you can still see the estimate marker right there. Anybody? All right, moving on. Next up, I got some America the Beautiful silver proof quarters. So I do these as I always do. Starting with the 2015s. You got Homestead. Bombay Hook. Saratoga. Kisachi. And Blue Ridge Parkway, $14 each. Or $60 for the year. Saves you $10 if you buy the whole year. Makes it $12 each. All 90% silver. Peru deep cams. No. 0.999 didn't start until 2019. These are still 90%ers. Anybody? Man, no love for silver-proof quarters tonight, huh? All right, moving on. All right, and then we also have the 2016s. Cumberland Gap. Theodore Roosevelt. Never enough money to get everything you want, right? Fort Moultrie. Shawnee. And Harper's Ferry. Again, 14 bucks each or 60 bucks for the set. Come on, computer, catch up. Here's your Cumberland Gap, Theodore Roosevelt, Fort Moultrie, Shawnee, and Harper's Ferry. All right, moving on. Anybody decides you do want those, let me know. All right, last 3 items on the list. Then we'll get to the recap. All right, we got 2 of these available. These are 1976 clad proofs. Kennedy half dollars. $4 each. All right, moving on. Last item of the night. At 163,700 mintage. The 1989 Denver Congress commemorative half dollar Jim B.U. satin finish. $10. I will, sir. Anybody? Have a good night, man. All right, moving on. All right, recap. The only banknote that sold was the 2005 $10 Singapore. The rest of them are still available. Anybody want to know anything about banknotes? All right, the 2005 Year of the Rooster 50-cent coin and the 1992 Australia mint set are both still available. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go that low on those. The lowest I could do on them would be 55 per set. That would be my break-even number. Yeah, set prices are going up. They go up as the silver prices go up. Kind of a catch-22. Everybody hopes the silver goes up, but then when it does, they complain about how much stuff costs. It's like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. All right, the British silver. I used to be able to sell the state park ones at $8 each. The lowest I've ever was able to sell the state quarters, the silver state quarters. I used to be able to do it $8 each. Hey, Bo. But nowadays it's like between 10 and 12, depending on how much I can get the sets for. So yeah, prices have gone up. Inflation's hit everything. All right, Britain silver, the only one that went, and which was in pre-sale, was the 1920 floor, and the rest of it is still available. You got it, sir. Both sets going in for $55 each. All right. 1939 5 franc Switzerland is still available. Anybody care about that one? All right, Canada silver, both 1950 dimes and the 1952 dime are still available. Anybody care about the Canadian dimes? 80% silvers. All right, 1940 50 cent is still available. All right, our showcase coin for tonight is still available. Yes, this is the only Canadian $1. It was our showcase coin for tonight, 1949 proof. NGC list at proof 63. It's $400. We're doing it for $175. No, I'm sorry, you can't see it. That's it. So $175 on that one if anybody wants it. We've also got the two $5 coins still. 1974s. That's the rowing. Or that's the rowing. This is the canoeing. And then we've also got the two $10, the big old $10 coins. Almost an ounce and a half of silver each. The bicycling. And lacrosse. Nice big old chunky coins. These are in 2.5 by 2.5s. They don't fit in 2x2s. These are large coins. So anybody on any of those? And unless Richard decides to orchestrate a end of the night buyout, it'll probably still be available later. The $5 coins are $30 each. The $10 coins are $45 each. Two and 1/12. I'll just link all four of those again real quick. Oh, PayPal will still let you send it. You can always send it Cash App. We do have Cash App, Richard. And we lose less on fees in Cash App, too. That's those 4 Canadian coins. And then the 3/9 silver proof 2,000 shilling Uganda is still available. That's the one that only has 2.6K minted. Very low mintage. That's the Cash App name, and it goes off the Cheapskate Coins at gmail.com email. That is me. Yeah, if nobody buys that Uganda one tonight, I might be tempted just to keep it. Just because of how few there are. All the Australia silver is still available. Any interest in Australian silver? All right, all three Mexicos. Doug Harding is bending the Uganda Gratzer. All good. The 1/4 Balboa Panama 1933 120,000 minted VF is still available. Anybody want the Panama 1/4 Balboa? The 62 1 Krona from Sweden is still available. And the 1944 D 20 centavo USA Philippines AU is still available. All right. For the U.S. coins, 1865 2-cent VG is still available. $15. And then for the 3 centers, the nickel 3 centers, the 1865s, both of them are still available. And the 1869 is still available. All three of those are fines. I'll let you know in 1 second. All right, seated Liberty dime, or a seated Liberty half dime. The 1861 VG hold is still available. It's priced as a good at $15. And then 1867 No Ray Shield Nickel VG Tone, $15. Anybody want either of those? All right, the 1857 Seated Liberty Dime VG does have the environmental damage, so its price is a good at $12. And the 1891 San Francisco Seated Liberty Seated Liberty Quarter in about good, $15. Anybody want either of those? The dime or the quarter? And the only other 3 items left will be the 2 proof Kennedys and the 89D Congress Commem. And then Richard, if you decided that you wanted to buy out the rest of it, give me a sec. at the prices they're listed at will be $7.88, but you know me, I always give you a deal. It's all good, man. Doug, you're at about 60% on your package. All right, last call on everything. Last chance to get coins from me in 2023. Oh, you guys want to see one I'm really bummed out about? This was just in part of a bundle, like a little bag of coins that I got. That's a Drake Bus large cent, but you can't make out the date. It kind of sort of looks like there's a 2 at the end. That's about all you can make out. There's no such thing as a 72 Drake Bus. That doesn't exist. See, let me look it up. See, Drake Bus cent started in 1794 and went through 1804. So if that's a 2 at the end, that would be 1802. The only date it could possibly be, if that's a 2 at the end, would be in 1802. And there's 2 varieties. Which is the 100 over 1,000. Which is not this one. So it would be the regular. This is that. For anybody who's ever wondered, this is how you sleuth a coin live on camera. Hang on, I'm looking. Well, I mean, it'd definitely be a poor one. So, 1802 1 cent brown at a poor 1. List for $90. I don't know, 40 bucks? Want it for 40 bucks? Since we're pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. Let me add that to the list. And I'll put it in a holder and label it as an 1802. 1802 draped bust large cent pour. All right. I just got to throw in a holder for you. All right, last call. And since nobody bought it, I'm keeping the rooster. That's going to be mine now. It is no longer available. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night. See you next week, which will also be next year. As always, give me a bit to get the invoices out. What's a rooster? It's the 2005 Fit Rooster 50 cent from Australia. It's actually got a rooster on it. All right, I will see you all next week.